2 weeks later or 3 weeks later after it's rained because it's still coming in from the
downhill.
Okay, so explain the trench here.
Okay, the trench goes from there about right here. We just dug it down. Actually, I took 2 of his drums, they're 39 inches tall, and we connected them together. And the bottom of the one, where the bungs line up, I drilled a hole. So we actually got about a 6-foot, 7-foot pipe there. And then at the bottom one, we drilled a bunch of 1/8-inch holes up about that far, and then up into the other drums, we put a few 1/8-inch holes. But it's you dig the trench out. It's 2 little 2-foot wide. And then we put gravel on the bottom a little bit. Set the tank. Now we did this before we dug out all of that over there first, see? And because I thought this would be a dry hole, but clear over here, when we got down about 5 foot, there's some layers of sand. It's like pure white sand down there.
Really?
The water started just gushing in. It wasn't from this surface stuff. It was from something below that. So,
Oh, no way.
no, yeah. When it was dry, it had 2 feet of water in it. So anyway, so we filled this all up with gravel as far as we could, and then I had him finish digging it out that way because I didn't want all this stuff to come mucking in.
Yeah.
And then we kind of, well, it wasn't any water in that. See, it was just really, it was running a little bit, but not much. It was when it was dry. So anyway, we dug that on out, and then we stopped just before that little ditch, and we're only about 2 foot deep there with this clean pea gravel, and then I just used a couple lumber wraps on all this stuff, and then I put about a little bit of dirt on top. Brought the gravel all the way up to the top. And
So you got to prime it though?
Huh?
You got to prime the pump though? Like you got to pour water into it? Why you got that little jug there?
Well, I
Is
had
that
to
for
prime it
priming?
originally. You don't have to prime it now, but originally you had to fill it up all the way up and prime it.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you know what the flow is in there? Like a rough estimate?
It's a 1 horsepower. I don't know. Oh, coming in?
Yeah, coming in.
Oh, that pump would never pump it. You can go turn it on and you could look at it. It won't drop it.
Really?
Well, the 2 tanks is 100 gallons, but it's not always top, so I figured 75. And then he already did a measurement. He said you're getting about not quite 50% of volume. Like, so if you take this clean pea gravel, put it for the 5-gallon bucket, and he said he put about 2.5 gallons of water in it before it came out the top. So it's about 50%, a little less. So, you know, well, I don't know how many cubic yards we put in. It was a whole truckload, but it's from here to there, and it's wider than 2 foot. It's actually about 3 foot, and it's about 7 foot deep.
Nice.
Yeah, there's between 500 and 1,000 gallons roughly. That's just of the
that's just
volume?
Here. That's not nothing that comes in.
Yeah.
You got that much volume.
Yeah.
And then see it trickling there? That's just the surface stuff. 3 weeks from now, if it don't rain anymore and this dries up here, you dig down in there, you go up there and dig down 3 foot, 2 foot, there'll be still water running. I guarantee you. You go down, clear down the ditch down, you'll see it. Where you won't see it up here, you'll see it clear down at the lowest spot. It's still, you know, all this stuff has got organic stuff, and it rains, and then it gets down to the hard clay. Yeah. And then it slowly, it takes weeks. For that way up there, it takes a long time for it to come down through here. So what I'm saying is, this don't have as much volume as that 6,000, but in reality, you build over a period of 2 or 3 weeks. Because see, you run this full 6,000 gallons if that's what you end up with. We don't have one. I mean, it's a big old place. But I mean, this could supply about that same amount because it's constantly coming in.
Yeah.
Yep.
How deep down did you have that? Is it just
2 barrels at 39 inches because they got the extension on them. So, and if you
about
you can
6
look,
feet.
Here, you can look.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Move this over a little bit. You can look down here in this bung. All right.
Yeah.
There's no filter or anything on it or anything yet. See it?
Yep, so
Can
it's
you
all
even
the way
see
about
it?
2 feet down, water
Yeah, you can
starts.
see the bottom of the tank. I mean, bottom of this tank. You look over there, you can see where it goes through. I mean, it's not crystal clear. If you put a little, your basic filter, water filter, it will filter. Well, you see it in the stools.
How'd you prime it here? So what'd you do?
Right here. Well, you got a union here. So actually, this is a foot valve. It's a one-way valve down there, so the water can't come back out.
At the very bottom?
Yeah. So when I undo this one, I do that. I just pump it, and what it does, you keep doing that, it just keeps pumping water out. You know, it's like a hand. And then when that came out, then I put this back on, and there's right here. See it?
Oh, just shaking it up and down pumps it?
Pumps it to here, and then right here.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, what I did is I had a hose, and I opened this up, and I filled it up. But if you take this off, you got to fill it here. You got to let all the air out right there.
How'd you fill it? So you filled it out through here?
No.
Like through the top? Or?
I pre-filled it there. And
So you pre-fill it here.
And then I had a little hose, and I see right here? You can put it in here, or
Okay,
or you can put it in here. You just open the valve and shut it.
Okay, yeah.
But even if you put it in here, you still got to open that up so you can get the air out of the top of this chamber here until the water starts coming out. But now, see,
Yeah,
this is
so that's
lower
the
than the water is.
priming.
So if you well, we don't ever have to prime it. I mean, it's maybe months from now if it's super dry, but I really don't expect this ever to.
No, it's good use of the
You know, 'cause,
resources here.
Yeah.
You know the.
I need to.
We can't do this, but
Yeah.
So what is that?
probably
Is
because you
that
don't
like
have,
how many
enough
GPM
water
is
or-
that? Like
Yeah,
5
you
GPM or
should dry.
something?
we have huge aquifers, but they're down.
Long
You know,
way.
you have to get down
I'm
at
sorry.
least 100 foot.
Is this like 5 gallons per minute or so? Something
Well,
like
it depends on your how much it pumps per minute is how much it's got to pull up and how much it's got to go. But you know, it's a. Well, I can take this on right now. You can run some of it and you just keep running it. It'll just keep running.
That's a
it.
one horse. You should be doing at least 10 gallons per minute.
Yeah, it's 3/4 inch line. The suction's an inch, so. Well, you can go over and turn it on, but that's reduced. Even at the faucet over there, it'd take you a little bit to run a 5-gallon bucket full. But we always